Test 1, 2.
Chica, I need calcium for my bones. Please, before my next Five Nights at Freddy's Let's Play, I need it now.
Mr. Potter, turn to page 394. I think we're good. Well, howdy do, y'all. Welcome back to the next video. I thought we'd talk today about some things that have been giving me some relaxation time. Some things that I've just found interesting. We've all been going through some tough times for the most part, and I feel like this is a good time to talk about these things. If you have anything that relaxes you, or even if you have any other topics for videos, let me know in the comments. But yes, times have been tough, and so I feel like it's necessary to kind of step back and think about these things. Let's not get complacent. Still want to keep the guillotines as an option. But I still feel like we should step back for a second and talk about some things that might help us relax. Now, I don't mean to brag or anything, kind of a big deal. Not too much, but Bessie's kind of been in their unemployment era. That's right. So here I am, doing a video, because why not? I got nothing better to do, except for apply for jobs, but we'll get there. Don't worry, Mom. No, now I'm back at it studying computer science with my downtime. I figured I might as well take advantage of that. I was doing it before, but now it's a good time to do that. I know y'all seen some of this stuff that's back here on this whiteboard. If any of you computer scientists out there try to tell me that my linked list is incorrect. Yeah, I know.
I fixed it later.
But yeah, let's get on to the main topic of the video, huh? So a few of the things I wanted to talk about was a couple of games I've been playing that have kind of gotten me through this mess, and a little bit of the mess before. Because let's face it, a lot of our jobs are freaking nightmares. But yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Back at the beginning of all this, a little bit before, I started playing this game called Sons of the Forest. And while it's a survival game where you're looking for resources, you're trying to fight off cannibals, you're building your home out in this island, out in the middle of nowhere, on the search for a family known as the Puftons. And on your way, you obviously crash land on the island, of course. Oh, new plots. That's a plot twist. We wouldn't have expected that one. It's not really about the story that I'm interested in, because if you played that first one, small spoilers, I could have given less of a shit about Timmy. But what has made this really relaxing is not the onslaught of cannibals and demons and the fingers. Give me a suck of one of those. It's more about the fact that I got to play with my friends online. Just the base building allows us to kind of unwind. It's weirdly like a therapy session when we go into this game. We sit there and we don't even work on anything specific. We might work on a house. We might work on like a second story to a house, work on the defenses. You know, nothing really brings out like the feeling of wanting to talk about your past trauma and current things going on. Like building a spike wall outside the perimeter of your house. But no, we got to sit there and literally, we almost treated it like a therapy session. We all got to kind of just vent for a bit, talk about our problems, you know, just really be there for one another. And that was so nice, and especially because this was at a time when we were kind of finally getting a chance to come back together and hang out and play games together. We also played Dead by Daylight, but that's not relaxing at all. That's a problem. It's just interesting because you get to explore this island and find new things, and it's so nice and peaceful. You can do hunting if you want to. You can scavenge for materials. It obviously isn't, you know, that relaxing when you get to the fighting parts or when you get to the story beats, but like, hey, you know, you got the help of your friendly Virginia, a three-legged, three-armed woman that is later part of the, you find out, spoilers, the Pufton family. Actually, you can just see it on the computer screen at the very beginning of the game, so it's not actually that much of a spoiler. And the best human companion that a person could ask for, that might as well just be a dog. Kelvin. He's bleeding out the side of his ears, but goddamn it, if every time he does the little head shake, it gets me right in the heartstrings. Especially when you tell him to go search for rocks and he just goes and sits down. Sons of the Forest is not a 10 out of 10 game. It obviously has its bugs. And outside of that, that's not the point. We were just having fun and enjoying ourselves. The next game I wanted to talk about was Satisfactory. For those of y'all that don't know what Satisfactory is a game built where you're supposed to min-max it. And min-maxing is minimal effort, maximum output. So you're supposed to kind of form blueprints. You're supposed to make materials as fast as you possibly can to make other materials. And that's what that game is. But we have found it also very relaxing because it's kind of like, the best way to describe it is it's kind of like the setting of No Man's Sky, except for you can't leave the planet. And you're just kind of building a factory. Like, you don't have to go so hard on it. And if you want to make it even more peaceful, you don't have to have enemies on the map. You can just kind of walk around and do your thing. Now, granted, any map that we have built in this time would, if you posted it to a subreddit for Satisfactory, would give any seasoned professional in this game a heart attack. I even spent time, a very long time, reorganizing our factory so it would be a little cleaner, and it would still probably give them some kind of aneurysm or something. Because you look at these things and they're incredibly well thought out, very well organized, and things of that nature. And that's just kind of how it is. But that's not the point for us. It's the fact that we're a team kind of coming together and building these factories together, and we get to look back at something that we made, and it's just, it feels like we accomplished something. And then we look at one of those factories and then we feel like we just wasted time. But the thing is like the soundscapes are just so relaxing, and you get to kind of just sit there and listen, and you can explore and you can find things. And I just found it to be really relaxing, especially playing it with some friends, because if you're playing by yourself, it can be quite a daunting task. And the last game I wanted to talk about was Red Dead Redemption 2. I've been playing this one by myself. I've just picked it up because it was on sale for $20. I will say I think it is a game worthy of $60. I just can't afford that. But Red Dead's so great. You want to talk about a peaceful atmosphere, a very calming and relaxing time. Red Dead is that. Obviously, when you're doing the missions where you're, having to kill people, that's not necessarily the relaxing part. But the parts where you get to go out fishing, you can go hunting, you can do little challenges here and there, even when you're just on your horseback. Like, it's so soothing and relaxing, and the music playing in the background is so relaxing. It's just like a zen state. It's breathe in through your nose, give money to the camp so that way Dutch doesn't bitch at you, out through your mouth. That is kind of the annoying part about that game, is I'll walk back into camp after like 2 days of going out to hunt for the camp or doing missions, and Dutch will walk up to you all fast. He'll do this little number and he's like, Arthur, where have you been? Yeah, all the campers are saying that you ain't been donating enough. And I'll be like, dude, if you look at that ledger, I'm the only one that's been putting money in the box for like the past 2 weeks. And like hundreds of dollars at the time. Last time someone else did it, John put like $2 in that box. Eat my
Thoughtful contribution.
Shut up, Dutch. Nobody asked you. It's always funny to me because I do see a lot of conversations where people are like, oh, Dutch is such a smooth talker. He's such a charming man. I'm like, I don't get it. There's just certain things he says. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be friends with this person in real life. But I don't know. It just seems kind of interesting to me. Like, I really appreciate that about those games. Like, I had a lot of fun with it. Aside from that, I finished all of Dune. Quite an undertaking. 800 thick old pages of sci-fi politics. It was great. It was awesome. And I mostly did it because I knew the second movie was coming out. For those of y'all that don't know how the movie structures work, the first movie is essentially the first half of the book, and the second movie is going to probably be the rest of the book. That would be my only complaint to that, is that it felt like 2 books when I was reading it, and that's because when it was originally published into 2 separate things within some kind of publication. I'm not really sure what it was. Yeah, it was originally separated out into 2. That's why you have like a very big climax halfway through the book, and it slows down really hard to give you more world building again, to build it back up. But I really appreciated it. It had very interesting characters. When you're comparing it to the movie, like, there are definitely things that the movie cut out. Characters that get focused on a bit more. And that's okay. I think it's still all essentially there. You just have to have a bit of the book in the back of your mind to appreciate what's happening fully. You could still appreciate that movie, obviously, but like, it just makes more sense after you've read the book, I guess. But yeah, I think just overall in general, like, that book kind of brought me back because it was just me getting to experience something, A, that I really enjoyed, but B, something within a genre that I really like, and seeing these characters They're going through a lot of struggle. I'm that kind of person that finds relaxation in books that make me feel a little something. And I'm talking about, like, if you ever read The Troop by Nick Cutter, whew, that book is disgusting. But it made me feel something. Not good, but it relaxed me because of it. I'm a weird person. But yeah, I feel like in the light of all this news that we've been dealing with, like, granted, some of it's partially good, a lot of it's bad. The news that we've been getting, seeing our friends getting laid off, seeing people going through the struggles right now, I felt like this was an important thing to kind of just bring up for a second. Again, should this take you completely out of the problems that are happening right now? Probably not. But, you know, I just wanted to talk about that stuff real quick. And if you have anything that you would like to share, like, please feel free to do it. Yeah, I hope you found this entertaining. Leave this a like. Just for that retention time. I really freaking hate asking y'all to do that, but obviously the YouTube algorithm
demands it. It thirsts on the blood of those giving the thick.
What the fuck? Maybe you should check out, like, if you get the chance, go check out those games. If you're the kind of person that likes games, go check out Dune. It's quite an undertaking, I will tell you, but it's still a good book. And yeah, I guess that's it. I appreciate you checking out this video, and I really hope you have a solid day.